Thursday. I'm here again, and I want to share some of my favorite things with you and tease you just a little bit because there's something amazing coming. But I have a guest that's going to join me, so we're going to see if I can figure out the technology. Okay, so let me send her a message and see if she can see me. And let's see if I can do this and see if that works. So how's everybody's Thursday going? I don't know if you've noticed, but I dyed my hair, and this is as close to my natural color as anybody has seen since I was 12 years old. I did have a brief stint when Cole was little that I dyed my hair this color because somebody messed it up, but that was it. Okay, let's try and accept and add my friend, and I think it's working. Hey, Benny. Let's bring you up on camera. There we go.
Oh my goodness, we're having a good technology day.
I know. I did a test run yesterday because, I don't know what happened. It was like the month of August. My phone said, no, Jill, you cannot go on Facebook.
Hi, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm so good. Second week of school. We're surviving and thriving here.
Oh,
and
we have one sick one today, so I let her stay home. I think she hosed me a little bit, but she's cute, so I'll keep her.
Can you see me okay? I can see your face very close up, but it's beautiful.
Oh, am I very close to you?
You are, but I like it.
Oh, okay.
How are you? So what are we talking about today? Are we talking about some big
I know. I was going to just talk about some of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And then I was going to let you tease all my friends about things that you know that I don't know that you can't tell me, but you could tease me about because I'm dying to know. I don't run by a script. I've always made it all up as I go.
Love it. Well, I have to tell you a couple things. I got off a call with the beta testers that were testing the product with me today, and very exciting and very excited. We heard some testimonies, but also I was in a store today and a lady just randomly was like, "You look fantastic." And I was like, "Thank you."
That's amazing.
You know when that happens?
When I worked retail near the end there because I disliked it so much, I would make a point every day to pick out 3 people and be like, "Oh my God, girl, I love your lipstick." And "Oh my God, girl, I love your purse." Or "You're looking good today." And it lifted me more than it lifted them. That's how I made it through my last 3 years of working in the real world, which I don't recommend.
Oh my gosh. Well, it made my day today.
That's amazing. You look great.
Well, thank you. I'm in mom mode right now. We just had tutoring and lots of different things. But for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Benny Martin. I am on the west coast of Canada, and Jill and I have known each other a very long time. She's one of my favorite humans. I have adored her from afar before I met her in person. And I'm just so excited that we get to hang out and spend time together and, be on the same team. It's so fun.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I jumped on half of your call last night. I was in between activities and stuff like that. And I jumped on your hormone health I only caught about half of it. And everything I heard resonated with me because I'm going to actually get a copy of that and I'm going to drop it into my VIP group because it was exceptional and I need to learn a little bit more, but I think we need to have one of those hormone talks because
Absolutely.
It's incredible what getting your, women my age are going through above and below, and nobody talks about it. You go to a doctor, all they do is try to offer you an SSI or something, a different type of thing, and that's not what you need. And I've never in my history ever had a doctor ask me about my hormones. And when I say it, it's like I'm speaking Swahili or something. So they changed this topic because I don't want to be sent off to another specialist. I'm like, no, okay, I didn't mean it. But I found it really fascinating, and I'm going to drop it. I'll drop a link in this thing when we're done, and I'll put it in my group as well because I think a lot of women really need to check it out. Nobody talks about that stuff.
No, it's actually actually what started my health journey to come to Toronto. I turned 40 and I don't know what happened, but my hormones went bananas. I spent a month in and out of doctor's appointments, naturopath appointments, and these supplements have made such a difference, not only for me, but if you are a woman that is having challenges with your hormones, whether it's balances, whether you're in pre or perimenopause, with flashes or night sweats or things like that, or if you have PCOS, we had a great testimony on that last night. We talked about the Renew, which isn't one we normally talk about.
Right here. And the thing that I love is I don't have this problem. I've never, I don't care what size a pill is, but I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with the size of pills. And this girl, I know it's a weird angle into it. This is a tiny little thing that is so easily to implement into your like daily routine. I've only been taking it a month, and TMI, I'm on my second cycle right now, and it has been terrorizing since I had my second child, and many of you know that I had a few losses in between. So I actually have been pregnant 10 times. So my whole hormone system does not like me. But I had no cramps this last time. It was my cycle showed up as kind of like a surprise because like I had like really no symptoms. I didn't chew off my husband's face 4 days ago. And I only ate like 3 cookies. I didn't eat the whole box. So I don't know if that's this guy because I've only been on it for about, I would say 6 weeks, but I can't wait to see what it actually does because I'm not open to a lot of external things. I'm not super pro doctor unless like, I have a broken bone or I need some help. But I'm seeing more significant difference in my general health in the last 6 weeks, actually. Since I started with Trinot, the glow really changed a whole bunch. But specifically my cycle, I am so curious to see where I'm going to be in another 6 weeks. Like, it's exciting to me.
That's amazing. Well, I'm celebrating my 1-year anniversary on Glow Collagen.
Wow.
This month. I was a customer and used the products before I came over for the business side of things. I fell in love with the Glow and the products first. And similar to, I think, a lot of us who, fall in love with a company, I keep discovering new products. So the Glow, the Mojo are always going to be my faves. Like they're deep in my routine and self-care. And I was actually having a moment. So back to school last year, I was in tears quite a few times. And I was a bit of a hot mess. I didn't have things organized for Mav. I was really struggling with my mood and my mental health and just my dealing with life. And the difference of this year, he's in all of his activities. I'm organized. I'm doing so well. I'm taking on more. Like I'm a single mom, right? So I'm taking on like this fundraising project that last year I couldn't take on any projects. So, and this is like the first week of school. So I'm just so grateful for the difference the products have made. And, it's always an evolution. So the other one is Mav's been struggling a little bit in school with focus. And, we're trying to figure some things out. So I have started him on our focus, which his dad takes and has helped immensely. His dad's actually been able to cut back on his ADHD medication to almost off of it, which he told me he was on the highest dose. And he's also on some other pharmaceuticals for other kind of challenges that he has with imbalances in his mental health. But this one in general has made such a difference for him. And I started taking focus for myself because I'm a bit of a scatterbrain. And so what I'm doing for Mav is this is like a little kitty cup. Yeah. I have a chocolate
We all have those Tupperware cups.
Right? So I mix one capsule with a chocolate smoothie in the morning because that gets him really excited. So much so he asked for another chocolate smoothie. I didn't put it in after school, but that's how I'm doing it. And we're on day 3. And things are going really well at school so far. So fingers crossed. and then I've started taking Focus and Renew for me. So those are two products that I've sort of folded in after the other products. But I've also been taking something else.
And what is that?
It's right here. So I flew down to Utah actually twice in the month of August. And I promoted to a level called Emerald, which is top leadership position in the company after about 5 months. It's been a wild ride. And they invited me down for a beta test in Utah. And I'll be honest, I wasn't going to go. I was already flying to Utah the following week. I'm a mom, you know, like figuring out the childcare and everything. And then I heard about what this was. And I booked a ticket on the Sunday, and I to be part of this project. So I flew down to Utah. We were there for 2 days. They told us all about this product. They showed us, you know, all of the things that they showed us about the product. They told us we would come out in awe, and I came out in awe. And, you know, I was so curious about this leading up to coming that I was like, I am not going to miss out on this. So I'm going to tell you guys about this. And if you are curious and you want to kind of get in the VIP of knowing first what this is, just put curious in the comments and Jill will make sure that you are the first to find out, because it's going to be huge. 100%. And Jill, you've known me a long time. I've been in this industry a very long time. I've never, ever, I've been part of product launches, a million product launches. None of them I would have flown down to Utah for. This I flew down to Utah for. So it's going to be, it's one of a kind. It's something that we haven't seen before. It's a new product we're launching. So right now we're in the beta phase. So that means 40 of us have been taking the product and, you know, been collecting kind of our testimonies and and how we're feeling and our data around it. And the next step is something called a pre-launch. So those that are down in Vegas are going to be able to buy the product, and then it's going to launch to the public in October. So a few things I can tell you about this. So this is how top secret it has been, you guys. We got there. I've never experienced this before. They took our phones away. I texted Trent and my mom, and I said, oh my gosh, my phone's being taken away if you don't hear from me all day. And we were literally in meetings until 8 p.m. that night. I didn't have our phones. They did the same thing the next day, which was bananas, so no phones. And we learned about it. So a decade of research has gone into this.
Wow.
And one of the things that definitely piqued my curiosity was that there are measurable results. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, what kind of measurable results? And they kept saying, it's not what you think it is. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, I obviously think of one thing when I think measurable results. So I've got to tell you, there are measurable results. I've had measurable results myself. And it was day one. I had measurable, mind-blowing results day one.
That's insane.
Insane. Like when our
products make an impact quickly, like, and that's what's so amazing. Like, you know, whether you take Glow or like I started taking Boost, or you start using the skincare, I find in like about 5 days, 5 to 10 days, depending on who you are. You know, we're all individuals. We all have different things, but you get results quickly. Whereas like anything else I've ever tried, it's like, okay, in 90 days, if it doesn't show you something, then we'll say, you know. But like impact products, like right away, like this is what we've all been looking for. And if you're saying that measurable results in a day,
first day I had measurable results.
You need to get in this business because nobody has measurable results in a day.
And there are multiple health issues, challenges that this new product is going to help solve for people.
And it's not like just for women, right? It's for men as well. And it's not just for like a specific age range. Like we potentially have something here that everybody
Yeah, in our
wants,
beta
and
test, we
everybody
have
needs.
all ages, all, men, women, people my age, people older, people younger. Um, so yeah, so it's been very cool. And I just have to tell you that I've been learning some things about myself and my health that I didn't know before.
Wow,
And what starts most people on a health journey is wanting to take control of your health, right?
that's what
That's
I
usually,
exactly my goal.
yeah.
Like I found myself last May of 2021 the heaviest I'd ever been because I hadn't worked my regular physical job in a year and a bit, and I was unhealthy, I was unhappy, I was totally depressed. And you take a few steps forward and I fall back, and that's why I decided, you know what, I'm not going to be in a rush, because my internal self, I want to lose 100 pounds yesterday, but I need to listen to my body and take care of it. And I've been taking steps every day, even if it's just one teeny tiny step every day. I am not in a rush to get to the end of my race. So, and that's exactly why I started, is I need to take care of me, because that is my actual true wealth, right? Like I am here to live my life to the best that I can. And if I don't have my health, I got nothing.
And health is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not something we get to and we say, oh, okay, I'm done. I can just go back to eating Cheetos on the couch every night.
Yeah.
And it's an evolution, right? Like, as I was saying, I started on the glow, same with workouts, all different pieces of our health. So this has been a very, very cool experience for myself, not only to, have these measurable results, but also to learn more about my health and myself and be aware of something that I didn't even know before. So that's pretty cool.
Or something. That's pretty
I
cool.
know. So if I've like piqued your curiosity at all, put curious in the comments, because after the 22nd, we'll be able to, I can actually share my experience with you. And I'm telling you, like, these pieces that I've just shared were enough to get me on a plane and fly me down to Utah. So you want to put curious in the comments. It's that exciting, that cool. And I can't wait to tell you more about it too, Jill.
I'm
So
waiting.
that's
I'm typing right now.
yeah, and I mean, in terms of the business side of things, when you think of things that are new, first of the kind, unique to the marketplace, this is what business dreams are made of. So I always just like to think of this, okay? So my son, when he calls people, he FaceTimes them, right? And I tell him, you know what, when I was a kid, like, we had a rotary dial phone, right? So we're
He wouldn't even know how to
like,
use it. He'd be trying to push the buttons.
yeah. So when you think about the evolution, like getting ahead of something and being part of something that's going to be pretty revolutionary, that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Right. So in terms of, I started the business in December. You started the business in the spring. I just think, oh my gosh, like, timing is everything, right?
100%. Once upon a time, in 2015, I decided to join social media because I had never been on it. And within about 4 months, I figured out you could earn money while being on social media. And at this time, I was working 6 days a week, 12 hours a day. And I found unique. And this is why it reminded me of that, because I don't know if any of you guys ever remember when that 3D mascara first came out. Oh my God, did the world end. Like, they were sold out for months, and like it was insane. And I jumped in about 6 months too late. And it wasn't too late. I still had a great business. I still worked. But if I had joined social media maybe a year before and figured this out and joined in that window, when I set my goal to retire in 2020, I guarantee you I could have retired probably 4 years earlier. And it was timing. And I feel so blessed that I am here now in this opportunity in a company that I can share with not just, women who want to take care of their skin and look gorgeous, but I can help people feel better. and the timing is right.
Absolutely. And I know you were sharing, maybe let's finish with, there's been a new product that you tried because
Yeah.
you heard from my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He uses it. And I was telling him, I was like, babe, you made a difference. Like, you shared your story and you made a difference for Jill. And you, if you have not seen Jill's results from her workout, put workout in the comments. You want to see it.
So like actually tell Trent that is my favorite part of the business is like when somebody reaches out to you and be like, oh my God, you helped me so much. Like that is like what fuels my fire. So I'm glad I was able to give that to him. But so I started taking Boost this week. I had kind of played around with it maybe last week or the week before, but I wasn't necessarily going to the gym and I wasn't necessarily taking it by the directions. I have never been one that is good with lots of structure. I'd be like, I can take the whole handful right now. But on Monday, before I went to the gym, I took two. And I took two and I took it with my Zest because I always go to the gym with Zest because like this, I think I like it better than coffee, and I love it as much as I love cans of Coke. And like that's like number one in Jill's world. So like I need you to know. So I make that, and I normally take my shot of collagen before I go to the gym because it does have the 10 grams of protein in it as well, and it helps me, you know, just that extra little boost. And then I remember to take it, and it's just part of my routine. That's kind of the fun of what we do here is you can kind of build your own routine as well. So I threw in the Boost, and I got on the elliptical. And I was just going, and like I wasn't dying, but the machine kept yelling at me that I'd hit max speed. And so I did like a little bit of cardio, and then I did legs that day, and I did abs, and then I went back to cardio. And when I got off and went back to my car, I checked my Fitbit, and it said I had been in cardio burn for like an hour, where I only did 20 minutes of cardio. So all my weight training actually counted towards my cardio, which blew my freaking mind. Like that's like magic to me. And so I took a screenshot, and then I went to go post my video about 2 hours later because sometimes I take videos and like, you know, post it way later in the day. And I looked at my Fitbit and I'm like, my fat burn continued on for 22 minutes after the 10 minutes I had been sitting in the car doing that video. So 30 minutes after I was done working out, I was still in fat burn.
Wow.
Like I didn't have jitters. I didn't like feel like I was burning up. I wasn't like sweating like crazy. Like I've been around a long time. I tried like those green tea pills and those mango pills, and I always felt like I was on fire. Like I'd start stripping off my clothes, and it was mind blowing. And so the next day, I decided to clean my house, and I took a Boost before I did that. Well, it was like the first day I took Zest, friend. I tossed the whole freaking house again. I actually tossed my whole office. And for my 8 years of business before yesterday, I threw it all out. It was liberating. I gotta tell you, if you ever need to declutter, even if you don't see it, if it's away in a drawer or it's in your cloud or it's whatever, getting rid of it like is so freeing. I don't know. Maybe I just love throwing shit out, but I feel like a weight has lifted off of me. I am doing things that have been on my procrastination list for years. And then yesterday again, I took one Boost in the morning, and then my husband's been working overtime and the kids are at school, so I actually have like the house to myself for like 4 hours. So I tossed the whole basement, set up the workout room, set up the guitar area, cleaned up the second kitchen. This is not what I do. I will do anything to not clean up a mess. I want to make a mess. That is where my fun is. So I have now stolen my husband's Boost because for him, he doesn't need the energy. He's one of those naturally high energy people. And it, you know, like I said, we all have different things that work for us. And it wasn't necessarily changing his life for him. And I changed it, and now I'm in love with it. So it's become like my daily boost.
I love it so much. And Trent feels the same way about taking the Boost. And I have to tell you, one of my favorite things about this time of year is getting back into routine. So for myself, especially when I was beta testing, I kind of went off all my products. And then the first thing I reintroduced was the Glow, obviously. And then I've kind of been reintroducing things again. I know one of our really good friends, Shar, she stopped taking the Glow. because she was at the cottage and doing different things, and she noticed a huge difference in her hands. So if you're someone who's gotten out of routine, this is the perfect time of year to start those healthy habits, start everything. I'm just actually looking at my skin. I don't wear makeup anymore. Like, it's just something I don't really do anymore. I just throw on some lipstick and earrings, and that's good to go. So I just love it.
Anymore. I put on makeup today because I dyed my hair. It's actually the only day I ever wear foundation because I see the line around my head from the hair dye and nobody else can see it, and it drives me crazy. So I just put on foundation for the day, but I'm wearing very, very light foundation. Like, it's just really enough to cover my psychoses of the color there. But I never wear foundation anymore, and I never left the house to go out in the world without wearing a full face of makeup.
Amazing. Well, I'm so glad we got to jump on today, and I got to, just share a little bit about what is to come. I know I can't share it all yet, but remember,
Benny, is I can offer to these people out here that once we can talk about what it is, maybe we can do a little Zoom link and we can have everybody join in. And those who can't make it, of course, we could record it, but you can ask questions, like, and so, sometimes people are just sitting around, but when you're in it, there's no pressure. Like, you don't want to put on your camera. I don't care. Don't put on your camera. I used to be that way. But you could type in the chat, or you can ask your question, or you can send a message to me, and I can ask your question, because amazing things are coming. And I know most of us are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And we have found stuff that helps people quickly. And I can't wait to share it with you.
Me too.
Right,
yes, I love that idea. So throw it in the comments. We'll make sure we jump on and share more when we can. Amazing.
Thank you so much for giving your time and your knowledge. And, one day I'll learn this sciencey stuff. But, until then, I'm just going to make it all up.
Always here. And this is what I love, is being able to connect and jump on. And even, I always say, even if we make a difference for one person, I just have to let you know, from our hormone talk last night, I had so many people reach out to me and say, thank you so much. I learned so much.
Well, it was really that none of us were taught and none of us talk about, and we all think it's, normal, and it's not. And when we talk about it, we realize it.
Yeah. I know my mom.
I'm totally going to share that thought. Yeah.
My mom never talked about it. It was
I think when you hit 40, you can talk about anything.
Right.
I think that's what happened.
I love it.
Okay, so thank you so much, Benny, and I appreciate your time. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, friends.